Good evening. Stefan is away tonight, and we begin with a new focus on the safety in the ByWard Market. You could soon see more private security guards patrolling the area. The mayor announcing $1 million to step up hires as part of the plan to improve public safety here in the city. CTV's Leah LaRocque reports.
The ByWard Market can be a great place to come and visit. But crime scenes like this are keeping some people away.
I haven't gone down to the ByWard Market intentionally in a long time because you just continuously hear about people being killed, murdered, drugs.
Good morning, everyone.
Mayor Mark Sutcliffe wants to make the area safer by hiring more private security guards.
This pilot project will see private security fill some of the gaps in service hours and at key locations.
The city investing $1 million over 2 years. Sutcliffe saying it's in response to requests from the tourism and business industry.
And we want to show that there's a commitment to resolving the issues and making everyone in the ByWard Market feel safe.
The mayor insists that this funding is just going to build on existing private security guards that are already here in the ByWard Market and isn't going to replace the actual presence of police officers.
Police plan on adding 14 new officers to the downtown core, as well as the new mounted unit. But the police chief says more private security will help.
To increase it is okay. We're good with that. And what I hear from the folks in Centertown, the folks in ByWard Market and Barrhaven, they want more presence. They want more police presence as well, too. So we're not absconding from ByWard Market and say, great, they got that, we can go elsewhere.
Some businesses wondering what more security guards can actually do.
People here just watching them do stuff as it happens because they can't really do anything, then it wouldn't help much.
I don't think it would be a bad thing because when they see enforcement around, it makes people think twice.
Meanwhile, many saying enforcement is just part of the solution.
No, what we need is more help for people who need help. I think we need more mental health workers, like myself. I'm a social worker, so yeah.
Leah LaRocque, CTV News.
The cost of groceries is projected to go up once again next year. It's tough for people to fill their grocery carts, and some have to hunt for discounts or make swaps to make ends meet. Now, after years of inflation and rising food prices, CTV's Natalie Van Roy tells us experts say there's no relief in sight.
A trip to the grocery store means hundreds of dollars out of pocket for Joey Van Bentham.
It's a little bit crazy right now. Just that everything's really expensive. You don't get very much for your money anymore.
Van Bentham says his family is able to afford it, but it's not easy.
Spending $1,000, $2,000 a month on groceries bothers me because it's, that's a lot of money. I think we just need help in the grocery department because, we do well for ourselves and we find it difficult, so we can't imagine for the poor people that do not.
And there's no relief in sight. A family of 4 will pay about $994 more for food in 2026. According to the latest food price report by several universities, that's an estimated bill of $17,500 annually.
In 2026, food inflation will go up because of meat. Yet again, yeah. And so beef prices are just out of control, and they won't normalize until probably 2027.
Some of the main reasons for the increase: trade and climate change.
It's definitely tough. Things can't really keep on going as they are because, I don't know, it's just things are too expensive to live at this point.
We have to eat. It is what it is. I look at the flyers.
The inflation rate for food is projected to be 4 to 6% next year, up from 4% this year.
My boys have a PA tomorrow, so there's a lot of kind of junk food, so that really has... So it was expensive to begin with, but it really has gone up. So close to $200 for these 4 bags.
Experts say the spike in prices is anticipated even as trade-related price pressures decrease. Natalie Van Roy, CTV News.
All right, we'll take our first check of weather here for the evening. That's a look at Madauki Farm Trails, the trail of lights that's sitting there right behind me. We'll also take a live look now through our Centennial Glass Skycam. It is cold outside. We're sitting at minus 18 degrees. Let's head over to CTV's Jackie Pears in the Weather Center for our first check on the forecast. Jackie.
Well, I'm still defrosting from how cold it was today. We saw temperatures going down, or what feels like a minus 25. The good news is that we had some clear skies, nothing in terms of rain or flurries, but the cool Arctic air will continue into the overnight. Yeah, midnight, going to feel closer to minus 30 with the wind chill. And then waking up, you definitely want to wear the layers because heading out the door, it'll feel closer to minus 26. We're getting to a daytime high of minus 6, so we are going to be trending warmer for tomorrow, but then cold air is expected to return for our weekend. These details and much more in just a bit.
Well, thank you, Jackie. Parents across Ontario have been waiting for answers on childcare fees, and today they got some clarity as the federal and Ontario governments extend their childcare deal for another year. But while funding brings relief, CTV's Caitlin Wilson tells us questions remain about spaces, staffing, and when will Ontario actually see $10 a day daycare?
Walking into Andrew Fleck Children's Services, Christina Meadows says she knows how lucky she is.
We got that opening on the waiting list, and it felt kind of like winning the lottery.
Her daughter, Tatiana, is in preschool here after getting an affordable spot under the Canada-wide $10 a day childcare program.
It actually gave us an opportunity to be able to family plan, and it allowed for even my husband to start his own business calmly as well, and we kind of call it our third baby.
And Thursday's announcement aims to keep stories like hers going, with a one-year extension of the Canada-wide Early Learning and Childcare Agreement until March 2027.
This saving represents up to $10,400 per year per family.
In total, the federal government is providing $3.9 billion, including $695 million next year to keep fees at an average of $19 a day until the end of 2026. But despite the extension, Ontario's education minister can't say when the province will reach its $10 a day goal, a target originally set for next year.
It is still our intention to make it to $10 as soon as the funding and the staffing and the space allows us to do so.
For many parents, finding a spot remains one of the biggest challenges. As of June, Ontario has created 41,000 new spots, far from its original target of 86,000 by 2026. And operators like Andrew Fleck say demand continues to outpace their ability to grow.
We have lots of families on our waiting list. We can't expand as rapidly as we would be prepared to do. So knowing that there is an agreement now gives me some confidence that going forward, we might be able to just get this right.
As for Meadow, she says having the agreement signed for another year brings relief, especially to her wallet.
Access to high quality, affordable childcare is the biggest peace of mind that you can ever have as a parent.
Caitlin Wilson, CTV News.
Well, as the federal government plans to make massive cuts to the public sector, we're now learning how much some of those public sector employees made in the last fiscal year. In a document prepared by the Treasury Board of Canada Secretariat, it shows more than 20,000 employees received salaries, bonuses, benefits, and overtime pay between $150,000 and $199,000. Nearly 5,000 employees earned between $250,000, and about 1,400 employees earned between $250,000 and $300,000. It also shows that 6 employees earned more than $500,000. Now, that data is coming out as the latest federal budget outlined a plan to lower program spending and administration costs by about $60 billion over the next 5 years. The plan also includes reducing the federal employee payroll by 10% over the next 2 to 3 years. Well, that will see the public sector lose around 40,000 jobs and 1,000 executive positions over that time. Right now, there are around 358,000 public servants currently working for the federal government. And with the holiday season underway, police are making sure roads are safe at all times of the day. Ontario Provincial Police and Mothers Against Drunk Driving hosted a daytime festive ride campaign at the Eagleson on-ramp to the Queensway in Ottawa's West End. 49 drivers have been charged for impaired driving on Eastern Ontario roads so far this season. And with Christmas 3 weeks away, work continues to build the Toy Mountain. Today, it reached new heights at the Carlingwood headquarters as donations from parades and community events were dropped off. A special delivery by Ottawa firefighters dropping off thousands of toys collected by the community. Now, the toys supporting the campaign aims to make sure that no child in Ottawa wakes up without a gift on Christmas morning. Organizers say rising costs are making donations more important than ever, and they're grateful for the community's ongoing support.
You know, we feel really fortunate to be able to be involved in our community and help out. And this is another way that everyone can come together as a community and try to make a small difference.
What we see is the community coming together, certainly through the Help Santa Toy Parade and through the Orleans Parade of Lights. All of those toys are now at Toy Mountain headquarters. And so our teams from the Ottawa Sens Foundation and, of course, Bell Media, incredible partners, coming to sort those toys.
And a reminder, it's not too late to give. Donations will be collected until December 19th. All right, up next, the Sens and the Charge both in action tonight. CTV's Sean Varden will have more from Sens Country Night as well from the CTC, and we'll have a recap of the Charge on the road in Toronto.
The magic of the holidays is here, and this year the need is greater than ever.
Let's ensure every child in our community feels the joy with CTV and Move 100's Toy Mountain.
Together with the Salvation Army, we can help spread cheer and make a child's wish come true.
Drop off any new unwrapped toy to the designated drop-off locations or make a monetary donation online.
For all the details, visit toymountain.ca, presented by Donnelly Automotive Group.
The Bell Media Building, it's lit up bigger and brighter this year. This is all thanks to our friends at Christmas Decor from Nutrilon. Well, both the Ottawa Senators and the Ottawa Charge in action tonight. The Ottawa Senators back at the CTC after a 7-game road trip.
Cousins now in the slot, another shot, he scores!
Well, on the power play, Dylan Cousins scoring for Ottawa to cut the lead 2-1 against the New York Rangers. Then later in the third, we've got a goal where a shot deflected off Drake Batherson, again on the power play here for Ottawa to get them within one. But too little, too late for the Sens. The Rangers skate away with the 4-2 win. Ottawa's back on home ice Saturday night to play the St. Louis Blues. Game time is set for 7 o'clock.
Oh, but watch out as Finuza Katarova looks for a way in, and she finds it! Katarova!
And the Ottawa Charge on the road for the first time this season, taking on the Toronto Scepters. Finuza Katarova gets Ottawa on the board early in the first, but it was all Toronto after that, scoring 3 unanswered goals, including an empty netter. The Charge have now dropped back-to-back games. They get a little bit of a break, then they're back on the ice December 16th, and that'll be on the road against the Vancouver Golden Eyes. And it was also Sens Country Night at the Canadian Tire Centre. Our friends at Pure Country 94 partnered with the Sens Community Foundation to help grow Toy Mountain. CTV's Sean Varden has more.
Thank you very much. Oh, this is great.
Giving was in the air as Sens fans arrived for Thursday's game against the New York Rangers.
And by giving, you know that you're making somebody's life better, or some kid's life better.
It's trying times, and I just think it's good for everybody.
The Sens are back at the Canadian Tire Centre after a 7-game road trip, celebrating Sens Country Night in partnership with Ottawa's Pure Country 94. Fans parading free Stetsons, showing their pride.
Thank you very much.
And the team joining the push to build this year's Toy Mountain.
Just a small gesture to bring an unwrapped toy to a game, it makes a massive difference. And that's just one of the things that we can facilitate in the community.
The Sens Community Foundation collecting toys and donations at every home game until December 23rd.
Today we had some of the Senators' team out at Toy Mountain headquarters sorting toys and bringing toys in from the parade, but they'll be receiving toys for us and supporting the campaign throughout the whole time.
The need growing with the holidays straining many pocketbooks. Toy Mountain expected to help over 20,000 kids in the capital.
You know, if you're thinking about a child who's 9, 10, 11, 12, what would they like? You know, pick up that toy, a new unwrapped toy, and drop it off in any of the locations. Or, of course, those young ones, the toddlers, toys for kids that are just getting into things and getting themselves busy. Those are great toy options for people to donate.
I think that's fantastic. Brings the community together, and hopefully everybody donates.
Sean Varden, CTV News.
All right, we'll take our second check of the weather. Look at the Canadian Museum of Nature there behind me. Lots of lights. Looks very Christmassy out there. And again, if you're out and about today, it's cold and it's going to be cold again tomorrow. Jackie Perez now has a look at your extended forecast. Jackie.
Well, if you thought today was cold, these overnight temperatures much colder. You might want to do a double take here. Minus 24 for overnight conditions. That's not including the wind chill. It'll feel closer to minus 32. First thing in the morning, it's going to feel closer to about minus 27. So you definitely want to bring on the layers. Minus 6 is our daytime high. There is a chance of some flurries moving through, but it is not expected to linger very long. Really much throughout eastern Ontario, temperatures are going to be around minus 21, slightly colder in Bancroft at minus 27. So it will be a very cold night indeed as we continue this deep freeze. We are only getting to daytime high about minus 6 really throughout eastern Ontario, slightly colder in Montreal, Mont-Tremblant, where temperatures are hovering around minus 10, minus 11. This gives you a closer look at the conditions. Pretty clear for our Thursday. We'll anticipate a little bit of sunshine as well, but then Friday we could see some flurries moving through the valley, even down by Kingston, and pay attention. We could see a little bit of some freezing rain moving through as temperatures start to dip into our Saturday. Here's a closer look at our 7-day forecast brought to you by Presser Law Firm. You don't pay unless we win. Call 1-800-JUSTICE. All right, Friday, minus 6 the daytime high. It's going to warm up to about 1 degree for Saturday. The chance of flurries extending well into Sunday. And you could look at that overnight lows, the deep freeze returning for Saturday into Sunday. Monday, daytime high, minus 11. The overnight lows sticking around the minus mid-teens.
All right, thanks, Jackie. Coming up, demonstrating the dangers of thin ice. Police were out along the Ottawa River today with safety tips and warnings not to venture onto the ice.
'Tis the season to lend a helping hand, Ottawa.
Join us for the CTV Your Morning Ottawa Food Drive on Friday, December 12th. We're teaming up with the Ottawa Food Bank to help our neighbors this holiday season.
Drop off your non-perishable food items at 87 George Street or make a monetary donation, allowing the Ottawa Food Bank to buy what's needed most when it's needed.
CTV Your Morning Ottawa Food Drive, December 12th, proudly sponsored by Doyle Saluski.
Well, ski season kicks off in the National Capital Region this weekend. Camp Fortune in Chelsea, Quebec opens for the season tomorrow. Mount Pakenham and Mont Saint-Marie, they open on Saturday, and Voilage open for the season today. And as the cold temperatures begin to grip the capital, a warning tonight from police that the ice on local waterways is not as safe as it looks. CTV's Tyler Fleming reports.
At Dick Bell Park along the Ottawa River, open water meets what appears to be solid ice. But Dalia El-Hawari knows better.
I would never let my kids out here unattended.
Ottawa police have a clear message.
No ice is safe ice, because at the end of the day, you have no idea what those states are.
Whether a river, lake, or storm pond, do not decide for yourself.
And that's what creates these emergencies, and we never want to have to be called out here to do any type of recoveries.
Today, officers are out on thin ice explaining the dangers and warning signs to watch for.
Your blue ice is going to be the strongest ice that you have out there, followed by your kind of white ice. And then your gray ice, which is a little more dangerous. As we start to get more snow in the city, you're going to see that snow is going to start covering the ice, which can also be dangerous because it starts to insulate that ice and makes it more brittle.
And if you do fall through the ice, every second counts, and police are going to show you what to do.
We like to remind everybody of the 1-10-1 principle.
If you fall in, you have 1 minute to overcome shock and control your breathing.
You have to keep fighting. It's all you have. And just know that you do have the time. It's painful, but your body can last quite a while in these conditions.
And about 10 minutes to exit the water. Stay back up and kick hard towards the point of entry.
Once you're onto the ice shelf, roll away from where you went into the water and move away from that area, keeping your body flat on the ice to spread your weight out.
And after that, you have about an hour of rewarming that needs to happen to avoid further effects of hypothermia.
The Ontario Life Saving Society says nearly 2 out of 5 drownings happened between October and April. A reminder that no ice is without risk.
I wouldn't go anywhere near ice in the winter.
Tyler Fleming, CTV News.
A lot of our kids had to reach quite a distance to press the button. It just wasn't the most accessible spot for everybody.
Well, after the break, an oversized pedestrian crosswalk has been put up outside a school in Ottawa. We have more from the workshop for students who use mobility devices and on how to use it.
This is your United Way Minute. The Widening the Window of Tolerance program with ORCC is aimed at helping our clients develop the self-compassion, self-care skills and emotional regulation tools that they need in order to get the most out of their individual counseling services.
I was abusing substances. Coming to terms with the root cause of that was healing trauma. The fact that they offered group therapy, the feedback that I was provided was amazing.
The support from the United Way is what helps us take the time to be able to develop programs that are specifically tailored to the needs and the requests from the population we serve.
Today I'm using some of the things that I learned during the programming. It may be small things, but in my life, it's making a huge impact.
Help victims of trauma access the resources they need to heal. Donate today at unitedwayeo.ca or call 613-228-6700.
Plans are underway for a floating sauna at the NCC River House. Last August, the National Capital Commission issued a request for proposals for a company to open one along the Ottawa River in the city's East End. The NCC tells CTV News Ottawa it received 11 submissions to open a sauna, and they anticipate an opening in the spring. Now, where there's a need, there's a solution. The City of Ottawa has installed an oversized pedestrian button at a crosswalk in the West End. CTV's Peter Sperling tells us how the button came to be and why.
At first glance, its size, a unique feature. Larger than what you would typically see at a crosswalk. But for those who cross this section of Centrepoint Drive, like Sir Guy Carleton Secondary School student Ashley,
it's easier to push the button for us to cross.
The oversized button is a welcomed improvement for everyone, including Amina.
Great.
The button sticks out about a foot, lining up with the curb.
When you look at it, it makes a lot of sense.
The idea born out of a City of Ottawa workshop with students this fall on how to safely use a crosswalk.
It was very clear as they were working and teaching the students and reviewing how to use the crosswalk, that the middle section of the crosswalk was not accessible because there's a lip and a curb.
The people that were running it had noticed a lot of our kids had to reach quite a distance to press the button. It just wasn't the most accessible spot for everybody.
The solution? Extend the button out.
So just in case that they're by themselves and trying to access the push button, we want to make sure that is something that they can do it by themselves without assistance from somebody else.
It's a great idea to try and make sure that everybody's getting all the way across.
The area councillor says everyone benefits.
We have students and seniors that cross here regularly. It's a pedestrian crossover that's seen a lot of improvements by the City of Ottawa over the last year to improve visibility. It's a very high-speed area.
Used by area residents, students, and staff at the school.
It makes it much more accessible for everybody.
It's across.
Peter Sperling, CTV News.
Our next guest is one of the greatest singers and songwriters of all time. His remarks.
All right, still to come, Ottawa's most famous crooner hits the late-night talk show circuit to discuss his new documentary. Plus, Jackie's back with one more look at the forecast and your wake-up weather.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Tania Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford dealership, and Ontario's #1 Ford EV dealer.
Well, here's another live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It is a chilly one here tonight in Ottawa, minus 18 degrees we're sitting at. And we'll have one more look at the weather forecast and check in one more time with Jackie Perez. Jackie.
Well, we'll see a little bit of sunshine tomorrow, starting off mainly cloudy, though. Boy, is it going to be cold. Minus 19 to start things off, minus 23 when you factor in the wind chill. And then we're only getting to a daytime high about minus 6, where Saturday, we'll be above the freezing mark, but barely. And then the Arctic winds are going to come back in, and minus 9, minus 11. That's what we'll be averaging for the next several days. So it's going to be a cold weekend. Bundle up.
Cold indeed. Thank you, Jackie. All right, finally for us tonight, late night host Jimmy Kimmel joked about the current Canada-U.S. relations during a visit by Ottawa's own Paul Anka.
I know you're from Ottawa, Canada. How old were you? You know you guys aren't supposed to be here,
exactly.
right?
How'd you sneak in?
There's going to be trouble back home, but...
Anka was on the show to promote the new HBO Max original documentary, Paul Anka, His Way. Definitely want to check that out. All right, that's CTV News for this Thursday, December 4th. Stefan's back tomorrow night. Until then, have a good one.